I had a conversation with Scott Boras yesterday, so I know he was going to have conversations with Juan. Since he knows us, we are standing ready to meet with him if he feels necessary to meet with us, as he, understands the landscape of opportunities that now exist for himself. He's played obviously in Washington, he played in San Diego, now he's played here. So we are more than willing to meet as many times as he would like to meet. But I think Scott Boras was going to talk to Juan and get a feel for whether he felt it was necessary for us to have as many time in person with him as other clubs, because he knows us, so we stand ready to do whatever. We certainly have an interest in retaining him, and we'll put our best foot forward there. But at the same time, that'll either lead to us retaining him and signing him back, or we'll be forced to go to a different direction if we can't. And if we can't, there's a lot of different players in this marketplace that can positively impact this roster in different ways. So, we will be working on, every aspect of opportunity and exploring any way possible to put together the best team we possibly can for 2025, because we want to get back to where we just finished, which was in the World Series.
How do you perceive when the market is starting to move and you need decisions either to go in his direction or other directions?
Listen, I'll stay in touch with our owner, who's intimately involved every step of the way, and our conversations with clubs as well as the agents, will guide us. And clearly that pressure point's not on us today, but it does exist in the marketplace every winter. So those are the tough decisions you have to make. So last year, we wound up getting things done in that area on trades with Verdugo and Soto during the winter meetings in Nashville. So that's December. I don't know how things are going to play out yet. It's hard to predict. I think, speaking on behalf of any GM, we'd love to get our business done the way we want it done, this week, but that's not realistic. So we'll do our best to navigate it and try to make sure we get the feel by staying connected with the agents and the clubs about not missing out on opportunities, not waiting too long, and making sure that we put ourselves in the best position to have a really strong contending team for 25.
Did you get any opportunity to have an exit interview with Juan at the end of the season, just to tell him, hey, I'd like to have you back? Or?
Just to thank you. He knows that. He knows how we feel. We approached him during the season, as you guys are aware, and he wanted to wait till the off season. So after the season, I had a chance to thank him for everything and told him we'd be in touch. And then since that time, I've talked to obviously Scott as well, and so he'll get a feel for the dance steps that Juan Soto wants, and he'll keep us in the loop.
Are you willing to wait as long as necessary for him when other plan B, plan C could be going off the board? Is there a timeline in your mind, like, we can't let this go into January, February, because if we don't get him, who's going to play? That's money you could spend on
in the early portion of November. It's just it'll play out however it plays out. So it's way too early. It's premature for me to kind of make any commentary about we're willing to wait or not willing to wait and stuff like that. The market's just getting started. See, a couple teams have retained some of their players already by signing them back, and listen, it's a very fluid situation, and a lot can happen rather quickly or slowly, and all I can tell you is we're going to put our best foot forward, express the interest in the players that we have interest in. Certainly Juan Soto we have interest in retaining, and he knows that, and but they're in control of their free agency, and they're going to need to take some time to understand what their market is going to be, and they have a life-making decision to determine. And so that's going to take a little time. So certainly patience has to be a part of this process too. But it's it's not an easy thing to navigate, but something we have to deal with every winter. So
something that was like a shortcoming, like base running all season, and if anything, seemed to be getting worse and not better, and did rear its head in the postseason, even with some of your headier players. What do you think that's indicative of?
Probably pressing.
For 162 games and the playoffs, you were pressing as a base running team?
We had some bad base running moments, correct. But I don't, past that, I can't give you. I think at certain times in the second half, especially when we weren't playing as well, there's some pressing moments where we were trying to force the issue. So.
Do you think it's reflective of coaching, managing when an area that is an obvious area for months doesn't get cleaned up?
I think it's indicative. Sometimes in any individual season, you can get some positive momentum and that you're really excelling at. You can get some negative momentum that you can't seem to get out of. Using an example of hitting and running in scoring position. Some years you can have the same team and you excel at it. Other years you start out of the gate and you're really bad at it and you don't get any better at it. It becomes part of your DNA. It becomes, there's good habits you develop and there are bad habits you develop. You try what you can to get out of them. Again, some people are in your category you're talking about right now in base running. Some people are really good at it. Some people aren't as good at it. So, as I said, we do the best we can navigating it. It's not necessarily something I would say that I think by the question is, are the Yankees historically bad at base running, or was this year's version had a bad base running situation? This year's version, we weren't good. It wasn't something we were good at. And obviously, like every winter, we're challenged to try to find ways to get better in certain areas, and we do what we can to improve upon that. Last year, we struggled scoring offense. This year, we didn't, because we went to town trying to fix it. So this winter, we'll go to town to try to fix and make sure we're better at base running next year. Simple as that.
Brian, have you had any talks with Hal regarding how the parameters to re-sign Soto is obviously going to be a fairly large deal? Have you talked to him in any general terms about how high he might be willing to go?
No.
Have you talked budget with him
No.
at all? He has said that $300 million plus payroll is not sustainable. I think he said at the owners' meetings at some point during the summer. Are you under that impression that payroll does have to come down to a degree?
He has not told me that. He'll tell me what we can and can't do whenever he's comfortable telling, and every time I have an opportunity to do something, I'll bring it to him, and he'll make a decision on it one way or the other. So if somebody dropped a big trade proposal on me that involved a huge contract, I would bring it to him if it was something that looked good, and then he would direct me a certain way. But I think their family history has always been nothing but trying to support this fan base with a very large payroll and a very competitive roster on an every year basis. So.
Right. There's Chisholm at center. If there was a need in center based on what your evaluators said about him out there in Miami.
Haven't had any conversations about that, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that. I would say I prefer him on the infield, but I know he can play the outfield.
And do you guys have a limit in mind for how many more years you'd like to use Judge in center? Because bring Soto back, we might need to have Judge in center again. Is there a risk there?
I have not had any conversations about Aaron Judge long-term in center or not. Obviously, he was in center this year because we had Soto. So let's wait and see how our roster shakes out, and we'll deal with the positioning thereafter.
Right, there's only a handful of teams that realistically can afford a player like Soto. The Mets specifically, what kind of threat do you think they pose?
I mean, I don't, it's hard to say. I mean, I know they want to win. They're in a large market with us. They had a taste of success this year, and they want to, move the needle even more forward. So, and the best way to do that is get, import quality players to what you already have. So that's what they, and anybody interested in winning and being the last team standing, that's what it's all about, is trying to find great players and add it to your mix.
Does that make you nervous that their owner has 3 times the net worth as your owner, and if they want him, that they can get him? Probably.
I think that's just the nature of the beast. And big market owners with deep pockets aren't the only ones signing, players to big deals. I mean, you've seen the San Diego Padres sitting out in the West Coast. They've imported a lot of big-time players with big-time contracts, that they've out-competed other teams of interest for. So it comes in various forms in various cities at various times. So, the market on a year-in, year-out basis is strong from all different aspects of the baseball universe. So, we do our best to compete with whomever on a year-in, year-out basis.